All right, so Chapter 11, Lesson 1 is the mean. We are starting our statistics unit. So for the warm-up, it says Tina and her friends downloaded songs for 6 weeks as shown in the table. It says how many total songs were downloaded. So all we have to do is add each one of those numbers. So what did you get?
I got 42.
42?
Yeah.
All right. So 42 songs.
It's frozen.
Oops. So 42 songs were downloaded. Okay? Now, on average, how many songs did they download each week? Now here, this is just to help you solve it. So the total goes here, which is 42. The number of weeks, 6 goes here, and we're going to divide those two, and that will give us the average. Is everybody clear? All right, so here we have some vocabulary that, yes, I want you to write it down. So the mean is the sum of the data divided by the number of pieces of data. It is the balance point for the data set. Now, the mean and the average are the same thing. Does everybody see this? The mean or the average or the mean, right? So the mean and the average, they're the same thing. So what they do is they summarize the data using a single number, like what we did in our warm-up. Okay? Now, this next part, you don't have to write it down. We're just going to talk about it. So here it says, find the mean number of representatives for the 4 states shown in the pictograph. Now, you need to know that a pictograph is a graph that uses pictures to display the data. Okay, so here we want to find the mean of the representatives for the 4 states. So here we want to first add up how many representatives for each state, right? So here this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here that's 6. This one, that's 9, 10, 11, right? And then down here, that's 6 again. Okay. So now we want to find the mean. So to find the mean, we are going to add them all up. So let's see here. 9 plus 11 is 20, and then 6 plus 6 is 12. So that's going to be 32. So the sum of the data is 32. Okay? Then we're going to divide by how many states there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 32 divided by 4 is equal to 8. So this is 8 representatives. Is everybody clear?
Yeah.
So now, here's a little note here. It says, move the figures equally to distribute the total number of representatives among the 4 states. So, for the pictograph, we're going to move the data. And when we move the data, you will see 8, 8, 8, 8. Does everybody see that? So, the average number is 8 representatives, and now that's what it looks like. All right. So this one I do want you to put in your notes. Here we have the table shows the number of CDs a group of friends bought. We want to find the mean number of CDs the group bought. Now, to find the mean, once again, we take the sum of the data and then we divide by the number of data items. Does everybody see how I expect to see that your work? We're not using that dot line dot. We're not using that dot line dot. We're using the fraction bar to show division. Okay? So here we want to find the sum of the data. So when we do that, let's see. There's 4 plus 6, that's 10. Then we have 3 plus 2, that's 5. And even though this is 0, that's still a data item. We still need to include it. Okay? So plus 0, then that gives me what?
15.
Very good. So we have 15 divided by the number of data items. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And once again, we want to include that 0. Even if it is a 0, it's still a data item. Okay? So we're going to divide by 5. So the average or the mean number of CDs the group bought is 3. Very good. So 3 what? CDs. I do want you to write down this definition of dot plots, okay? I want you to write this definition of dot plots. Okay? This is a dot plot. A dot plot, in a dot plot, individual data values are represented as dots above a number line. So here we have a number line, and the individual data values are represented by the dot above the number on the number line. So here, for the high temperatures, we've got 2 45s, right? We've got 2 45s. We've got a 47, a 49, a 50, and a 52, okay? To find the mean, we're going to add up all of those data values. So that's going to be 45 plus 45, you see that? Plus the 47, 49, 50, and 52. When we add them all together, we get 288. And then, to find how many data items there are, you're going to add up the dots. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to divide by 6. So the average high temperature out of those 6 temperatures is 48. I do want to tell you that this part right here, you don't have to write down plus, 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 plus. You can just go straight to that, okay, to your sum. But I want you to make sure that you write down the sum, okay? Okay, so the dot plot shows the number of books Deanna read each week of a reading challenge. Find the mean number of books that she read, okay? So here, these dots represent a week of reading, right? That represents how many weeks she read. So here, when we're looking at this, how many books did she read in this first week?
1.
1. How many books did she read in the second one?
3.
3. How about this week? 3 again. And how about this week? 3 again. So, see, it's 3, 3, 3, right? And then over here, 4 books read in that week, and how many in this week?
4.
Very good. So now we want to find the mean number. Does everybody see what those numbers represent? You see that? So now this is how I want you to show your work. Okay, so you're going to write the mean, and then you're going to sum the data. Now for this, I would like for you to write a plus and a plus, okay? So for the first week, she read 1 book. For the next 3 weeks here, she read 3 books each week, right? So that's 3 times 3, which is 9. So we're going to add 9. Plus, here in the last 2 weeks, she read 4 books, each of those. So that's 4 times 2, which is 8. Very good. Now, we're going to divide by the number of weeks that she read during this challenge. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to divide by 6. So now we can simplify. So 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 8 is 18. 18. And then we're going to divide by 6, which equals 3. So the average, 3 what, by the way? 3 what? 3 books. Very good. So the average number of books that she read each week during the challenge was 3 books. Yes. This last example is a little bit different from the rest of the examples, so I want you to make sure you pay attention to this one. Okay? So the number of minutes Marielle spent talking on her cell phone each month for the past 5 months were 494, 502, 486, 690, and 478. Okay? Suppose the mean for the 6 months was 532 minutes. Okay, so the mean, the average of the 6 months was 532 minutes. We want to know how many minutes did she talk on her cell phone during the 6th month. So this time, they're giving us the average. We're trying to find out what one of the data points are. Is everybody clear with that? Okay, so also important to know, to write down in your spiral, are the number of minutes that she spoke on the phone each month. Now we're going to fill in that important information. So the formula is the mean is equal to the sum of the data divided by the number of data items, right? So what do I know that I can put in here? We can do the number of data items, and we can put in the mean, the average, right? It tells us the mean for the 6 months was 532. So we can put 532 in there, right? So 532 is equal to the sum of the data. Now, when we're adding the data, okay, when we're adding the data, we've got 494, 502, 486, plus 690, plus 478. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. But we also have to include the 6th month. Is everybody with me? Do I know how many minutes she talked in the 6th month? No. So since I don't know how many minutes she talked in the 6th month, that is my variable. That's my x. Is everybody clear? So the sum of the data, I've already added it up for you. Those numbers. 2,650, right? That's for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. What am I missing? The 6th month. So we need to add that on, right? So plus x. Okay? Now, we want to divide by the number of data items. How many data items are there? 6, including the unknown one, right? So we're going to divide by 6. Now we're going to solve for x, right? Now, remember, I told you, I gave you a little strategy. Remember the cover up, right? So we're going to cover up the part that includes the variable that we're solving for. So we're going to cover all of this up. Cover it, cover it, cover it. You can just cover it with your finger. Shh. We just cover it with your finger. Now this says 532 is equal to red blob divided by 6. If that says red blob divided by 6, how am I going to get red blob all by itself? Let me ask again. If this says 532 is equal to red blob divided by 6, how do I get red blob by itself? Nope. What is the inverse of division? You're going to multiply. So, I want to get red blob by itself, right? What do I want to get rid of? The 6. So that is what we are going to multiply by. So we're going to multiply times 6 here. And if I multiply by 6 on one side, the division property of equality says we need to multiply by 6 on the other side. So now you can see that 6 up there and 6 down there cancel to 1, right? And 6 times 532, I have it multiplied over here, is, go ahead, 3,192 is equal to 2,650 plus x. Okay, no, because it's x by itself? No. So how do I get x by itself? We subtract. Very good. So 2,650, we're going to subtract 2,650 on both sides. So minus 2,650. So 2,650, that cancels on that side. So x is equal to, now what is it? 542. 542 what? Minutes. Very good.